Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. And I'm just getting ready to go to the Depression Expression coffee morning. But before I do, I wanted to make a video. So yesterday I got really sidetracked because I found out that this woman who wants to go out with me to Oasis said things to my boyfriend, and it upset my boyfriend and it upset me, and I was so upset I had to make a video about that. Not just one video, but two. And then my friend rang me, told me her mother had died. Her mother was a similar age to my mother, and basically, so I had to make a video about that. So I want to get back on making a video about my mother, and tomorrow I might make a video about something else. But anyway, so my mother's still in the hospital. I believe that she is still in ICU. I know that they were talking about putting her in the adult long-term unit, but I don't know if they've done that. I haven't heard any more from that. They're also talking about putting her in rehab. So basically what rehab is rehab is kind of like a nursing home. And so generally when you're in the hospital, after the immediate crisis has dissipated, then they put you in rehab, and that's kind of like a nursing home. I still haven't been able to speak to my mother. I got to see my mother one time on Facebook Messenger because my niece was kind enough to phone me. And then, but apparently my mother's friend, who's just a few years younger than my sister and myself, has been going to see her every day, and she is allowed to get information on my mother, which nobody else is. Me and my sister aren't allowed to. So she's been sending messages saying how my mother's doing. So it was yesterday or the day before, because my mother's doing better. She's doing better than she was. She's got a broken neck, but she had an operation on that to fuse C1 and C2. So she's doing better than she has been doing. And then, so apparently, even though my mother is 84 years old, she told her friend that she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Well, how come she never thought about that before? I guess having such a life-threatening accident, and my mom's very lucky. She's very lucky because she could have been a quadriplegic because of where the break was, and she would have been paralyzed all the way from the neck down. So my mother is very lucky that it didn't affect the spinal cord. But my mom wants to know what she's going to do with her life now. Well, that's a good question. Maybe she should have been thinking about that before. She's 84 years old, but I guess since she very nearly died, she was put on a ventilator. She was sedated, and some people believe that's a coma. Some people believe that they put her into a coma, but she was definitely sedated. And she had a neck operation. She had been on a ventilator, was on a feeding tube, and I believe she still is on a feeding tube. I guess that was enough to make her seriously think about what does she want to do with her life. I don't know how long my mom is planning on living. My sister said that she's going to live as long as she can, and that's probably true. She's going to live as long as she can. I mean, my mom had a very difficult early life, But late life, it was okay because she was married to my stepdad and she was able to max out his insurance policy. She had girlfriends that she could go running around with, and she didn't care too much about her children. And nobody ever said anything to her about the fact that she wasn't caring for her children. So her late life was okay. She's had a pretty good life. So now she wants to know what she wants to do with her life. And so basically, I've got a suggestion. Maybe she should get my telephone number and phone me every now and then. I don't think it's going to cost that much money. She could get my stepdad to ring the telephone company and ask, can they have a special deal where she can ring the UK for a really good rate? Because I've got a special deal so I can ring the US. I pay £6.50 a month to speak to the US for 100 minutes a month, and maybe my mom could get a special deal like that too. And but yeah, it'd be nice, you know. I know it's too late for me. My life has been ruined by my mom not caring about me, so it's too late for me. But it would be nice if she could get my phone number and ring me every now and then, like maybe ring me once a week and see how I'm doing, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, although it's not going to make up for all of the neglect, for the vast majority of my life it was neglect, but it was some abuse. But it's not going to make up for all the neglect I endured and some of the abuse, but it's a good start. It would be a good start, you know. I know she can't do much, but a phone call, I mean, she phones her friends. Why doesn't she want to phone her children, you know? Why doesn't she want to phone me? It's not going to cost that much money to phone me, and she can get a special deal, I'm sure. And then if her friend hadn't had a password put on her phone, she could have installed Facebook Messenger on her phone and she could talk to me for free. She wouldn't have to spend a penny because Facebook Messenger would be on her phone. But her friend had a password put on my phone. Nobody knows what the password is. My mother can't get the password taken off because she has to prove that it's her phone before the iPhone shop will take the password off. But I'm sure her friend who had this password put on her phone, I'm sure since she owns an IT business, I'm sure she could get a hold of somebody, some criminal, to take the password off the phone. But she doesn't want to do that because it's not in her interest. So those are just a few suggestions that I have for what my mother could do with her life. I don't know what my mother is planning on doing with her life. I don't know. I haven't spoken to her. So maybe I'll get to speak to her this weekend. Maybe my niece will be kind enough to phone me on Facebook Messenger so I can see her and speak to her, because my mother's friend isn't going to phone me. My brother's not going to phone me. I don't think that my stepdad can phone me because I think he's got dementia, and also I've heard he's deaf. But yeah, maybe I'll get to speak to her this weekend. And I've got lots more issues as well that I probably want to talk about in another video, because I just want to keep the video the way it is what is my mother going to do with her life at 84 years old. So I think I'm going to conclude this video. I've said the main thing that I want to say, and I want to keep the subject of this video singular. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And it means a lot to me that you're taking an interest in my life, as pathetic as it may be. Bye.